Good morning. How you doing today? Good? That's good. Me? Well, blessed, not stressed. What's the topic of today's video going to be? Well, we're going to be in Ephesians chapter 3, verses 17 through 19. That Christ may dwell in your hearts by faith, that ye, being rooted and grounded in love, may be able to comprehend with all saints what is the breadth and length and depth and height, to know the love of Christ, which passeth knowledge, that ye might be filled with all the fullness of God. See, no one's perfect, man. Now, what does this mean? Well, see, when Jesus went around healing people, one thing he said sometimes is that your faith has made you well. So faith is pretty important, no? I would say so. Why is that? Well, for a house, for example, you don't start a house by building the roof. No, you start by building a foundation. And what kind of foundation is there in a relationship aside from faith? This morning when you sat in your car, you had faith it would start, right? When you get to work, you sat at your desk, you had faith your chair wouldn't break, would you? When you picked up this phone, you had faith it would turn on, didn't you? All because of faith, right? Because you've dealt with this before, it's been tried and true and tested, and so are we. That's why we're tested, to build our faith and to build that reliance, but not only the reliance, but the relationship with Him. So we understand our reliance on our alliance with Him. Why is that so important? Well, because He's important. You can be led by somebody and you can follow somebody. Those are two completely different things. You can be led by the GPS or you can follow the directions. The difference is if you're led, you assume they know where they're going. But if you're following them, it means you trust they know where they're going. See, assumptions are not always good to make. Yes, there are some where, if you see the sun shining and it's a clear day, that's an assumption that you won't need your umbrella, Or if you see clouds outside, you assume that you might need your umbrella, Or if it's sun outside and it's a bright, shiny day, you assume you might need your sunglasses. It's the same thing. But there are times where assumptions aren't good to make, but faith is ultimately better than any assumption. And we build faith by going through trials, tests, and moments where He challenges our faith, but not to deprave us of Him or His presence, but rather to help us understand why we need Him and His presence, why we need to seek Him daily, why it is that the prophets of the Bible were so devout, why they were so consistent, persistent, and just seeking Him with all their heart. Why they were doing that. Because to the average person, that wouldn't make any sense. Why seek something you can't see? Why do this? Why do that? Well, I can tell you, my friend, without a shadow of a doubt, that God exists whether you like it or not. And it baffles me how, Satanists can claim that Satan exists, but they don't ever want to admit that God exists, or if they do, that He's some hateful, vengeful God. Well, I wouldn't say He's hateful. He is just, and if you keep messing up, you are going to get the consequences of your actions and your actions only, He's not going to give you consequences for someone else's actions, no. That's their actions. That sounds like a just God to me. If He really was all that bad, He'd give you everyone's problems. But you know what? He's not unjust. He is the most just being ever. So today, I would say your homework would be to seek Him. Seek His love today. Spend some time in that scripture. You don't want to do it? Well, that's your flesh telling you to stay away. But that means that you're getting on the right track. So your homework today is to seek Him. And He will reveal himself to you.